Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2025 Panther Awards. It's such a joy to welcome you all to this year's Panther Awards. Tonight, we celebrate something that's pretty incredible. It starts with a number, 7%. 7% is the percentage of high school athletes who go on to compete in college. Just 7 out of 100. The rest, well, they either peaked in gym class dodgeball, are nursing an injury from their adult rec league, or only compete in fantasy football and occasional turkey trots. 7%. Let's break that down for perspective so you can all appreciate what 7% really means. If the Red Sox only won 7% of their games, they would finish 11-151, and you would have stopped caring long before Marathon Monday. If your phone battery is only charged to 7%, you panic and frantically look for a charger. If you went out to a buffet and were told you could only try 7% of the food, you'd probably leave a strongly worded Yelp review. If you sent a text to 100 of your friends and got 7 replies, you'd probably question your entire social life. And if you gave 7% effort in practice, your coach would make sure you never forgot about it. 7% means you made it. 7% is elite. You pushed harder, you trained longer, and you committed more than the other 93%. You didn't settle. You laced up, you showed up, you stepped up. 7%, that's sacrifice. That's 6 a.m. lifts. That's late night bus rides after 3-hour rain delays, balancing class and competition, playing through pain, and showing up for your teammates even when Netflix, TikTok, or your bed were calling. And not only did you compete, you excelled. Take a look around the theater. Look at your teammates, your fellow Panthers. This room is filled with all-conference honorees, record setters, national championship qualifiers, and All-Americans. You've taken that 7% and you've made it legendary. And more importantly, you've made Plymouth State proud. So tonight we celebrate you, the elite few who represent Plymouth State with heart, hustle, and more ice baths than anyone should reasonably endure. Take a moment, soak it in, celebrate yourselves. And when you're done, go ahead and enjoy 7% of the dessert table in the lobby, strictly in honor of your status, of course. You might want to circle back for the other 93% before I get out there. Tonight is an opportunity to celebrate our accomplishments, applaud record-breaking performances, and thank the seniors who have given so much to Plymouth State athletics over the last 4 or 5 or 6, I see you, Meg Gaspa, years. The Panther Award celebrates what Plymouth State athletics is all about. It honors student athletes who leave their mark, not just on the scoreboard, but on their teams, our university, and the community we're all proud to call home. It recognizes those who chase excellence on the field and in the classroom, who lead by example, and who lift others up along the way. And above all, it's for those who help make Plymouth State more than just a place to play. They help make it a family. But before we get to the awards, there are some important people that need to be acknowledged. Let's start with the best boss in the world, our Director of Athletics, Kim Bounds. Most of you don't get to see the work that Kim does on a daily basis, the behind-the-scenes, day-to-day grind that it takes to run a department as big as ours, with as many needs as ours, with as limited resources as ours. I've gotten to experience that firsthand, and I can say without question, there isn't a person on this campus that cares more about you. And I'm not just saying that because she approves my time card. Moving down the line, our Associate Athletic Director, Courtney O'Clair. For OC, 7% represents just about the amount of time she gets to focus on herself. She's always willing to give up her time to lend an ear, to walk you through eligibility requirements, or to work on your hardship waivers, helping to make your athletic experience all it can be. Next up, our Assistant Athletic Director, Lauren Levine. What can we possibly say about Lauren? You've all walked past the main office and heard her spazzing out about something, right? Lauren one time had a sip of Red Bull. She walked about 10,000 laps around the PE Center. I think that just about sums up Lauren. Actually, Lauren and I, we kind of have like a big brother-sister relationship, and we got into a pretty heated argument recently. As we're both former Plymouth State English majors, we were bickering about which vowel is the most useful. Obviously, I won. Come on. Moving on, our assistant athletic director and head athletic trainer, Mark Legacy. Mark, how many athletic trainers does it take to change a light bulb? Just one. First, they need to get taped, and afterwards, they need a few bags of ice. Sticking with the light bulb jokes, how many strength coaches does it take to change a light bulb? None. They just yell at the light bulb until it wills itself to turn on. Let's hear it for our head of strength and conditioning, JT, who has willed all of you. JT has definitely willed all of you to accomplish things you never thought possible. We have the best equipment manager and event coordinator in the conference. Not only is he on the ball, but he loves to work out just as much as you guys do. His favorite exercise is laundry presses, 3 sets, infinite reps every day from August to May. No wonder he's so big. Let's hear it for Aaron Smith. Our administrative assistant, who helps everybody figure out how to use Workday, makes sure you have meal money for your road trips, and messes up the game clock at least once a week, Eric LaValle. The rest of our athletic training team, Rachel Springman, Eric Gibbs, Marissa Rivera, and our GAs, Madeline Havens and Gabby Garza. And last but certainly not least, the guy who is beloved by your grandparents, our head of broadcasting, Evan Alfano. Evan, come back here. Stand over here. So as if Evan's head wasn't already big enough, he has attained celebrity status. In large part thanks to all of you, Evan coasted through the D3 Hockey News Broadcaster Bracket Challenge and won the finals by nearly 300 votes. We've gotten to hear about this accomplishment several times over the last 6 weeks. I'm kidding. He only brings it up like once a day. So, Evan, as a token of our appreciation for your great work, outstanding preparation, and professionalism, and of course your humility, we'd like to present you with the golden microphone.
I love it. Thank you.
And now, without further ado, please join me in welcoming our athletic director, Kim Bounds.
First thing, I should have spoken to Chris before tonight because he took my entire speech because it was about the 8 million high school athletes. Let's think about youth, then high school, then up and up and up. And he's right. It's unbelievable that you are here and you're playing in Division III. It's, as he said, it's a very small percentage. So I am so proud of all of you. I'm really proud that this year was such an amazing year just in representing Plymouth State athletics and obviously your results. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for choosing Plymouth State, being here, being part of this athletic department family. And all I can say is I'm very, very proud of you. So give yourselves a round of applause. I'm going to introduce Lauren Levine, our Assistant Athletic Director. She has something to say.
I've got lots to say, but we'll wait on that one. All right, so our first award this evening, we give this every year. The Henny Miller Superfan Award tradition began years ago in memory of longtime Plymouth resident and PSU sports fan Henrietta Miller. This award is presented each year to someone who shares Henny's commitment and love and passion for the Panthers, someone with a student-first mindset and a true belief in the Division III philosophy. Our recipient exudes all of Henny's excitement for you, our student athletes. Not only a diehard fan, a mentor, she built a home away from home for so many of you in this room tonight. Engaging, energetic, caring, and tough. She can be a little bossy at times, but we love her all the more because of it. 4 years, our honoree was your first contact with Plymouth State. That first greeting, that first smile, the face that opened house and accepted student stay for 20+ years. She has a contagious energy that every student feels the moment they meet her. She has worked hand in hand with so many of our coaches to bring a multitude of amazing athletes and students to our campus. Oftentimes, she'll meet you at the airport. You're the first one that you'll meet in our nation. Introducing the North Country and the Lakes region to students from across the globe and Canada, so it's not that big of a deal. Allowing them to feel at home, to feel welcome, and if needed, be their mom. A helping hand and a shoulder to cry on. An avid soccer fan, a ski team groupie, she's been known to hike up a few races at Mittersill and cheer on her Panthers, giving out smiles and hugs at the finish line. A true champion for all of our students, Sandy is a force of nature. She's kind, she's driven, she's empathetic, she's hard-nosed. She has a heart of gold and a work ethic like no other. Thank you for being a friend, a mentor, and a fan to our Panthers. You've made an impact on so many students, and you need to know that far and wide. Our Henny Miller Superfan Award goes this year to Sandy McGarr. Did you know? You are bossy. You say something.
Oh my God. This is very surprising to me. I just want to say thank you to all of you who have helped me bring these international students here. If it wasn't for those that live here in the U.S. to home them during the breaks, show them your homes around the U.S., they wouldn't be here. But I do want to say, I have met some incredible students. There's like the hockey girls that have been here for 6 years. No, 5 years now, but I've worked with them for the last 6 years. And I have a great group of students. They're graduating in 3 years, and it's really an honor to know you all. And sorry, I'm just honored for, being here and working with all of you, but all of you as a team makes them welcome here, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sandy. Very well deserved. All right, and let's get to the awards. First up, a team that seemingly accomplished more in one season than the entirety of the previous program's existence. Women's ice hockey shattered just about every program record in a fairy tale season. Just a few highlights. First conference championship appearance and win. First sellout crowd. Most wins, most conference wins, most shutouts, most points, most power play goals, highest save percentage, lowest goals against average. I could go on, but you guys don't want to be here that long. Katie Perello matched the record for goals in a game, scoring all 4 times in a 4-3 win at Worcester State. All the way back in early November, and even by that early point in the season, it was clear it was going to be a special year. Katie went on to set records for assists and points in a season. Carly Lehner, the Mascac Tournament MVP. Carly set records for the highest save percentage, most shutouts, most wins, and lowest goals against average in a season. The only record this team didn't accomplish, and boy were they close, was the record for the longest women's hockey game in D3 history. And we only missed it by 71 seconds. But playing more than 126 minutes of edge-of-your-seat hockey and winning was the perfect way to end what was a dream season. And Stephen Paul 25 on Instagram, if you're watching, that's 18 wins in conference champs. Please welcome head coach Ben Chipman.
We'll call up our seniors and fifth years first. We have Libby Carter, Emily Biggin, Robin Grant. We'll bring Katie Maloney, Carson Moffett, Alana Hogue. Who am I missing? Oh, Brenna Smith. Number 24, Emily DeSimone. Up to the stage. Thank you. You guys can sit. Firstly, I just want to congratulate Sandy again. Sandy was a massive catalyst as to why I'm here today, standing on the stage. Just a few years ago, she met with my parents out in Vancouver, BC, and talked them into why I should be coming to Plymouth, New Hampshire, and a big catalyst as well as to our Panther Award recipient, having the career that she did as well. So thank you, Sandy. Secondly, just thank you to the entire athletic department for organizing another great Panther Awards. To all the recipients this evening, congratulations on being honored for such a prestigious award. It's truly really special to be recognized by your coaches and your teammates in such fashion, and people that embody what it means to be a true Plymouth State Panther. Plymouth State women's hockey has followed a turbulent pathway over the duration of the past few years. However, this season marked true change for our women. These players committed themselves entirely to creating a new and improved culture, work ethic, passion, and intensity over at Hanaway Arena. We had one player that specifically drove this change and will be leaving an irreplaceable legacy as she departs Plymouth State University. She experienced 4 coaches in 5 years, including the one that initially recruited her, and never once did her commitment to this program ever change. She could have transferred, as many in her situation probably would have. However, she chose loyalty to her friends, academics, and team, while also having an open mind to allowing me to coach her, which is really special. What impresses me most is that she cares so much for her teammates, coaching staff, and community. She's the first to organize team events and first to check in on our teammates and ensure that messages are received clearly within our locker room. She attends every exercise session and workout possible as if she's in a constant battle for a roster spot. This infectious energy is what has propelled our program to what it is today and will continue propelling us forward to future success. In fact, sometimes she cares probably a little bit too much for other people, and I have to remind her to focus on herself. But that's just the selfless nature that she possesses. Being a two-year captain, leading our program to its first championship in 18 years, having a career high in points, double majoring in computer science mathematics, while securing a top 20 senior Norma Wilkinson Award just a few moments ago for top overall female student athlete at Plymouth State, just showcases the true excellence that this individual is leaving as Plymouth State Panther. It's an absolute pleasure to be naming this year's Panther Award winner for women's hockey, number 19, our captain, Robin Grant.
You can mostly sum up the wrestling season with 5 words: Chase and Ty win again. Not to discount anything anyone else from the squad did this season. The team had its best finish at regionals since 2011 and won nearly as many duels over this year as it had over the past 6 years combined. But man, did those two have special years. Chase finished 31-4 with 14 pins. He wasn't pinned once this year, or last year, or any year for that matter, not once in his collegiate wrestling career. Ty had a pretty decent year himself, 35-11, 16 pins, 81 career wins, and a win over the number 5 wrestler in the country in his weight class. Chase was a 4-time place finisher, including a win at the Williams Open and runner-up at the Ted Reese Invitational, and he finished 4th at the Northeast Regional Championships, just 1 spot shy of qualifying for NCAAs. Ty was also a 4-time place finisher. He earned a 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th throughout the year and was 5th at regionals. Those are some big shoes to fill, but all the pieces are in place for another successful year next year. Let's hear it for head coach Ryan Carr and the wrestling seniors. Please come down.
All right, we'll call our seniors up. We got Jake Beaton, Jason Estes, Tyler Miller, Damari Goldsmith Green, Colin Heil, Nick Antonucci, and Rob Tarasuk. I don't know where Chris went, but I missed this email the first time around with all of his cliff notes for this thing, but it's very specific in the email. It's 90 seconds, so I am going to keep it to that. Just a couple thank yous. I said it last year, and I want to say it again. My last Panther Awards here as an athlete was about 28 years ago. And just as you athletes and student athletes sit in this room, I really want you to think about the progression of the athletic department here and the facilities, the coaching staffs, the support that you have. It didn't look like this 28 years ago. Although it was awesome, it didn't look like this. The facilities you have, the coaching staffs that you have, and this front office administration is second to none. And I've been through a lot of organizations in my career, and the last 2 years have been here. The last 2 years that I've been here have been phenomenal. Kim and her whole staff, they bend over backwards for you guys. Anything you need, they're always there for you. So make sure when you see them, some of you will be departing here, make sure you say thank you. Make sure you tell them you appreciate them, because they deserve it, okay? And let's have a round of applause for them, please. Two more quick thank yous before we get to the Panther Award for wrestling this year. I just want to thank our team. These guys have trusted in me to kind of lead them and bring them out of some funk that we've been in for well over a decade now. And our goal has remained the same, is to recreate the student athlete that Plymouth Wrestling once was 28 years ago, and we're well on our way to doing that. So thank you to my guys for doing the work that they're putting in and the leadership that they've shown, especially this group of 6 seniors here. So thank you. Last thank you, and I wouldn't be a dad if I didn't do this, but I've got a 12-year-old over here in the chair where I was sitting right there. That's my daughter, Chloe, who makes a lot of trips with us here. I got to embarrass her a little bit, but I also want to say thank you and I love you. She's been on all our trips. She's kind of acted as a quasi-manager with us. And even sometimes she's been very understanding when I've had to miss some of her own wrestling and other athletic events because I'm coaching these guys. So thank you, Chloe. I didn't know what I was going to do if she refused to come in with me tonight, but she did. So, thank you. Okay, let's get to our Panther Award winner here. This is a very special award to give out this year, as it was last year, to a tremendous athlete, a guy that I consider becoming a tremendous friend. Chris already mentioned some of his accolades. 35 wins this year, 11 losses. He's just tough as nails. He finished 5th at the NCAA Regional. He's a 2-year captain and also was elected to the 2025 Academic All-American team, which in my mind is probably the most important award an athlete can receive because it demonstrates what a true Division III student athlete is. I'm proud to call him my friend. I've been blessed to coach him. Tyler Miller is our Panther Award winner.
Now let's turn to women's basketball. Kaylee Goodhart dropped 18 points in her first career game. Haley Malozzi poured in a team-high 241 points and had 4 double-doubles this season. And Ashley Stevens finished with the most blocks in a season in nearly a decade, just 6 shy of the school record. The team beat Castleton for only the 4th time since 2011 and gutted out a thrilling overtime win of Vermont State Linden late in the season. Ashley finished the year 4th in the conference in blocks, and Alessia Salzillo was 4th in steals. Also of note, I believe Alessia has a couple of doctorates by now, and she might have actually played her final game as a Panther. Bittersweet for sure. Please welcome head coach Curtis Arsenault and the women's basketball seniors to the stage.
So our one senior is Captain Allie Ingalls. I'd also like to quickly recognize, we have a couple grad students, Captain Sabrina Vlahovic and Alessia Salzillo. You guys have been a big part of this program over your time here, and you're greatly appreciated. So I just wanted to give you some recognition, even though you're not up here. So we're going to kind of ruin the suspense here. We're going to keep Allie up here. Since we're all the way at the top, we're not going to make you make that trek. When I think of our award winner, Allie, I think of a person who is incredibly selfless. I think of a person who is incredibly hardworking and resilient. Her 4-year journey in college athletics has not been an easy one, and I think it's made you the person you are today. Allie transferred to us 2.5 years ago from Western New England University. I remember sitting on the bus as I was a men's assistant coach at the time, and the previous coaching staff was so excited about this forward coming in from Western New England to help out the team. When I got the job last year, what was my first year, it was very, very evident why they were so excited. She quickly became a staple of our program. She started 23 of 25 games and helped lead us to one of our most successful seasons in 15 years. With that being said, we had conversations at the end of the year about what she had to work on to bring her game to the next level and to get our team to where we were trying to be. And part of that was finding her voice as a leader. Allie's always been incredibly coachable. I was getting texts throughout the summer. Allie's working out here. I go on a recruiting trip. She's in the gym working out with those girls. I could tell she was putting in the work. She had a phenomenal preseason. She showed signs of really taking the next step as a player. And then all of a sudden, she started to complain about some knee pain. That knee pain, even though she played through it quickly, became much more serious as we found out Allie tore her meniscus. She started the year as a starter, and as time went on, it got more and more unbearable and affected her play on the court, where she no longer was starting. Her role was much less on the court, and this young lady right here never complained for a second. She was one of the best leaders. She made it very evident we had to name her a captain. I know this year didn't go the way you wanted it to. It didn't go the way we wanted it to as a team. But one thing I can say is how you've dealt with adversity. If you attack life the way you've attacked college athletics, you are going to do amazing things. I am so proud of you. It's an honor to be your coach, and thank you for everything.
The football team had a great season, showing consistent improvement from week 1 all the way to the regular season finale. The team held Bridgewater State scoreless in the second half to come from behind for its first conference win, and the season ended with unbeaten UMass Dartmouth coming to town. The Corsairs entered with an average margin of victory of nearly 50 points a game, but they needed a fourth quarter rally to eke out a narrow win. As I was wrapping up in the press box that afternoon, the UMass Dartmouth coordinators walked through, animatedly stating in slightly more colorful language, "That's the best damn team we've played all year." A deserving compliment for sure. The defense made big stops all season, special teams was dominant as usual, and once again, Willie Lombard ran wild. Willie finished the year as the 7th 1,000-yard rusher in program history, and his 1,179 rushing yards in just 9 games were the 6th most in all of Division III, earning him all region honors. Not to be overlooked, Braden Lynn, leaves with the highest career completion percentage in school history. If you know anything about Plymouth State football's history, that's quite an accomplishment. Unfortunately, I do have some sad news, though. One of my favorite parts of Panther Awards is when Coach Castonia comes up to present. For a good majority of this group, it's the only time all year that you hear him talk. Usually it's just a grunt and a nod. You laugh because it's true. Unfortunately, Coach Kaz couldn't be here tonight. Instead, we're blessed to have Coach Zeman, the man of 1,000 stories, here in his place. Now, the only challenge we're going to have with Coach Z up here, well, outside of the fact that he might need a step stool, is that if anybody's in danger of running over 90 seconds, it's Z.
Yes, maybe.
He's the man of a million stories. Yeah. Coach, call down your seniors.
Hey, seniors, come on down, guys, because I don't even know who's here. Come on down. Seniors, come on, let's go. We have, is this working? Yeah. Trent McDaniel, Lane David, Caden Dubiel, Matt Griffin, Gustavo Regalado. I do a lot of practice with that one. Evan Wilson, Teddy Fellows, Seth DeSalvo, Joshua Crosswhite, Mike Pesarides, Greg Walker, Michael Levesque, Braden Lynn, and Dylan Leonard. I do it last time. Yeah, someone's got to take a knee, guys. You know. All right, well, first off, I'd like to congratulate Sandy. I've known you for a very long time, and we've actually had two guys that you've worked with, so again, congratulations, well-deserved. Want to congratulate all the other award recipients tonight. You know, even the ones that didn't come up yet, make sure that this is a big deal. I kind of tell the story to people earlier. This is the second time I have given out a Panther Award. Just show of hands and put them way up. Don't be one of these people that does like the thing. How many people are 22 or younger here right now? Raise your hand, please. Okay, take a look around. Take a look around. See all those hands up? The last time I gave a Panther Award out, none of you were born. I didn't own a cell phone, have a computer, and yes, VHS tapes were a thing. Okay, so what I'm getting at, it flies by. So take advantage of your time here, be grateful of your time here, and make sure you know, again, thank people along the way. Speaking of that, I gotta make sure I thank people here. Running a football team, it takes a village. We have a lot of help here. People wanna make sure that we thank, again, the whole athletic department of Kim Bounds, Courtney O'Clair, Lauren Levine, Aaron Smith, Eric LaValle, Chris Kilmer, Evan Alfano, and there's probably some people I'm missing, but they do a lot of things behind the scenes that you all don't see that are crucial to our success and running of a program. Want to make sure I also thank Rachel Springman, Marissa Rivera and their athletic training staff for keeping this team healthy. It was a huge deal for us this year because we were banged up with injuries, and they worked tirelessly to get us healthy again. Want to make sure, again, thank Bruce Ballou, Scott Strickland, who do the grounds down on the athletics side of campus, do the grounds, shovel, snow blow, plow, salt the places so we can get there and get things done. Also want to thank Tom Bilodeau, who's the BSW, the custodian in our building, that, I'll tell you, now, so people understand, the football team isn't the cleanest group in the world, okay? So having someone there that keeps that building clean is a huge thing for us. Our Panther Award is usually given out to the guy that represents Plymouth State the best on and off the field. We feel that this guy has done it, been a 4-year contributor, a starter. I think right now has a 3.78 GPA, just got voted to the National Football Foundation. A guy that I enjoyed coaching over the last 4 years, really gonna miss him, and just so you, such a lovable guy. When my son saw him today, my son ran over and hugged him. So shows what type of guy he is. He's gonna be missed. Our Panther Award winner is Frank Capaldo.
Men's soccer was scheduled to present next, but I just got an urgent text. Apparently, head coach Rob Wright has been hospitalized following a tragic peekaboo accident. They put him in the ICU. Coach Wright will be up here with his annual funny business soon enough, but I can say one thing for sure, this past men's soccer season was anything but a joke. The squad posted the most wins in a decade, returned to the LEC tournament for the first time since 2015, and won a postseason game for the first time since 2008, all the better seeing that it was a shutout win at Keene. Faisal Abdallah led the LEC in points on his way to Offensive Player of the Year and all LEC first-team honors. August Westerholm was a second-team selection, and Nolan McMahon anchored the defense, also earning second-team honors. In late October, that defense didn't surrender a goal for a stretch of nearly 280 minutes. Coach Wright, something for you to ponder on your way up here. I'll answer if you haven't figured it out, but I guess you will probably figure it out. What do you call 100 baby sheep rolling down a hill? Think about it and give me your answer when you get up here. Head coach Rob Wright and the men's soccer seniors, please come down.
No idea. No idea? No idea.
100 baby sheep rolling down a hill is a landslide.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. You're as funny as ever. Okay, 4 seniors. We actually have 10, but 5 graduated early. So we have Job Boonstable, Ethan Bryce, John Christie, and Warder Driscoll. Just a couple of notes for exceptions. If you haven't heard, Job decided to enter an Ironman 3 weeks ago and qualified for the World Championships in his age group at the end. Quite some achievement. And we always, or would like to give a shout out to Nolan McMahon, who cannot be with us because he's in residency right now in the State Police training program down in Rhode Island, which is a hell of an achievement. I'm guessing that's Jade. All right. A couple of years back, we went to Chase Street just to get some sandwiches for lunch. And like I say, just to be mischievous, I offered him a bet. I said, Chris, I bet you $1,000 you can't reach the meat up on that top shelf. And I thought, I'm going to have some fun with this. But he turned me down flat, wouldn't have it. I asked him why not, why he wouldn't take the bet, and he just simply said the stakes were too high. Okay. Our Panther Award winner is one of our 5 seniors that graduated early in 3.5 years. He was a 4-year starter for our program, a 3-year captain, always leading by example in the classroom and on the field. He graduated with a 3.99 GPA. That 1A minus will haunt us. He is a top quality individual, a true team first guy, and a nice cold penalty taker, as we found out last year. Sondre Arsheim, where are you, bud?
You can tell Coach Wright has never coached a women's sport before. Field hockey. You guys stressed me out this year. Of the team's 19 games, 10 were decided by a single goal. My kids love to tell me I'm losing my hair, and I hold all of you partly responsible. When thinking about the 2024 field hockey season, the obvious highlight is Taylor Healy becoming the all-time leader in goals and points. She missed a chunk of the season and still finished third in the conference in goals despite playing 10 fewer games. But standout performances came from others as well. Emma Lord anchored the defense and finished third in the conference in defensive saves. Kayla Antonucci was second in saves per game. And Alessia Salzillo and Jenna Stoll joined Taylor as all-conference honorees. The team knocked off WestCon in a nerve-wracking playoff game. Yes, that was one of the 10 one-goal games. And you'll never guess whose hat trick included the game-winning goal with less than a minute to play. Coach Saunders and field hockey seniors, you're up.
All right, we have Jess Kucher and Jenna Stoll. Jenna, I'm over here with the girls. Just be with the girls for their awards. Rob, that's a tough one to follow, so I'll just keep mine short and sweet for you. The Field Hockey Panther Award goes to a senior player that gave everything she had, always striving in every game and every practice, looking to sharpen her skills and push her team to be the best. She never cared about stats, never once complained, and though her position often kept her out of the spotlight, her heart and fight were impossible to miss. She poured her blood, sweat, and tears into the season, stepping off the field a few times, just long enough to take a puff of her inhaler and get right back out there. She is a definition of grit and what it means to be a Panther. This year's 2025 Panther Award goes to Jenna Stoll.
The women's tennis team went 500 in conference play for the third straight year and won a postseason match for the first time since 2021. Elena Cardoso and Sofia Arama tied for the team lead with 7 singles wins each. For Elena, that's the 5th most wins at number 4 singles in a season in program history. For Sofia, that's the 6th most wins in a season at number 6. Elena and Tessa Labar both wrapped up their careers among the program's leaders in singles wins, and Tessa's 13-5 career mark at number 3 singles is the 2nd best in school history. Trailing by a point after doubles play against Salem State in the regular season finale, the team rallied, with Elena and Sofia earning key wins to secure a victory. That win gave the team the number 4 seed and set up a rematch with Salem State in the Little East tournament. This one wasn't quite as exhausting, as the team won 2 of 3 doubles matches and closed out the playoff win with 3 of the first 4 singles matches. You know, back in high school, I dated a tennis player, but love meant nothing to her. Please welcome head coach Kathy Peverly and the women's tennis seniors.
All right, our seniors, Elena Cardoso and Tessa Labar. All right. All right. Tonight, it is our pleasure and our honor to present this year's Panther Award to an outstanding individual, someone who has left an indelible mark on our tennis program, on me personally as a coach. Over the past 3 years, I've had the privilege of coaching this remarkable young woman. From the very beginning, she showed not just talent, but character, determination, and leadership. On the court, her tenacity, speed, and ability to put incredible spin on the ball have made her a force to be reckoned with. She moves effortlessly, getting to shots that most players wouldn't even attempt, much to the frustration of her opponents. Just when they think they have her, she responds with an untouchable slice or a well-placed ground stroke that leaves everyone in awe. I vividly remember one of our very first matches together. I was doing my best to fire up the team before a really tough match, and she looked at me with confidence and simply said, "Don't worry, Coach, I can bring it." And she did then, and every match after that. But her excellence goes far beyond athletic ability. She embodies the true meaning of a scholar athlete. While pursuing one of the most demanding majors, nursing, she has maintained impressive grades through focus, organization, and unwavering work ethic. Her dedication to both her academics and her sport is truly inspirational. She is the epitome of a role model, arriving early, fully prepared, helping the team organize travel, and always setting the tone for what it means to be part of the team. Her teammates respect her not only for her skill, but for her heart. Beneath her tough, competitive exterior is a warm, caring individual who leads with both strength and compassion. Tonight, we celebrate not just her athletic achievements, but the way she carries herself, lifts up those around her, embodies the spirit of this award. It's been a joy and an honor to coach her. Please join Hayden and I in congratulating this year's Panther Award recipient, Tessa Labar.
Next up, the swim teams. The men's swimmers continued to shatter records on almost a meet-by-meet basis. By the end of the season, 8 new individual records and 1 relay mark were established. Leiden Fogg completed one of the most incredible transformations over the last 4 years, starting off as a rookie swimmer and leaving with 7 individual records, every relay record, and 6 medals at LEC championships. Brendan Lee set 3 individual records. Brady Lyons joined in on the fun, and the team smashed the 800 free relay record by nearly 40 seconds. The women also had some significant moments with big wins over Albertus Magnus, Western New England, and UMass Dartmouth along the way. One mainstay on the podium was Olivia Bailey, who proved herself to be the team's top swimmer with several individual wins throughout the year. She cemented that legacy during the LEC championships, becoming just the second women's swimmer in program history to earn multiple medals at the championships after a pair of third-place finishes. The most impressive feat for the women came on day 3 of the championships, when every women's swimmer in the finals swam a season-best time in their respective events. Head coach Ann Barbeau came by earlier, asking for some small donations for the pool. I gave her a cup of water. Coach Barbeau, seniors, it's your turn.
Chris, I think we need more than a cup of water. Our seniors, Leiden Fogg, Sam Morales-Barsh, Leanna Gobet, and Brady Martin. Our pool is definitely in need of lots of TLC, but it's our home and we love it. The Female Panther Awards and the Panther Awards in general is a very special award night because it focuses on qualities that are maintained not only for one competition, but throughout the entire season, and in various locations, in our case, being the pool, the weight room, team gatherings, and classrooms. Each member of the swim team, athletes and coaches included, votes equally for this prestigious award. Our women's recipient is an athlete who displayed a great desire to learn and improve and was always asking questions. She was dedicated to all aspects of her training: dryland, weight room, pool, diet, mental training, which all gave her the ability to excel. These attributes, as well as her strong desire to win and her even greater dislike of losing, have led to a very accomplished season in the pool, bringing home 2 LEC medals and being named February's PSU Athlete of the Month. She is a competitor that got fired up when she lost, which was not very often, fortunately, and she never despaired. She embodied the saying, quote, If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. She constantly strived to improve and encouraged her teammates to do the same. I am honored to present this year's Panther Award to Olivia Bailey. I'm the lucky coach. I get to do 2 of these. The male Panther Award winner. The men's recipient is highly respected by his teammates and coaches. This man swam by the motto, "When your body gets exhausted, swim with your heart and soul." He was the best at training out of his comfort zone. He never gave in to pain and exhaustion, and he proved to himself that he was much tougher than he ever imagined. He's displayed an incredible devotion to swimming by being a serious student of the sport, watching videos, races, reading, asking questions, and doing research. He was always looking for ways to master the sport. He has shown the same devotion to his team, his family, as captain for the past 3 years. He led by example in his dedication to academics, team leadership, and athletics. He encouraged his teammates to strive for constant improvement and never expected them to do anything he could not do himself. The best part, he knew how to mix hard work and discipline with fun. He created a team atmosphere where swimmers came to work hard but could relax, be themselves, and enjoy each other's company. He's been a building block for this program and will be greatly missed. I am honored to present the Panther Award for the 3rd time to Leiden Fogg. Sorry, 4th time.
Just want to make sure you don't take any of my papers with you. Men's ice hockey won its 8th straight regular season title and made some pretty significant history along the way. Will Reddick recorded his 100th career point and his 50th career goal, led the MASCAC in goals again, and moved into 3rd place on the all-time points leaders board. In addition to all conference honors, he was named a New England All-Star. Ethan Stuckless also joined the 100-point club. Ryder McCallum led the MASCAC in plus-minus rating, and Brandon Shantz had the best goals against average in the league. The team had 4 all-conference recipients, which honestly felt a little bit on the light side to me. After the season, both Ethan and Dante DePonio signed pro contracts in the SPHL, though unfortunately they didn't get to play against each other. That would have been fun to see. Coach Russell isn't here tonight. He's currently at Disney World, I believe in line for the Dumbo the Flying Elephant ride. He's a real daredevil, that guy. In his place, though, please welcome assistant coach Greg Dumont.
Good evening. I'd like to recognize and invite our 8 graduating seniors. including Colin Tracy, Connor Tate, Ethan Stuckless, Dante Moretti, Dante DePonio, Josh Kagan, Cameron Patton, and Jamison Burke. Just stand up where you can come back up. So I'm honored to represent the coaching staff led by Craig Russell and the 30 decorated student athletes who comprise PSU men's ice hockey. I'd like to begin by congratulating all of tonight's Panther Award winners, as this award reflects the value and impact each of you bring to your locker room, PSU athletics, and the broader PSU community, including the academic side of our institution. PSU men's ice hockey has a tradition of assigning the Panther Award to the best teammate in our locker room. And that young man who differentiates himself based upon, among other things, work ethic, attention to detail, a commitment to doing the right thing. And it should be noted, historically, there is no precedent for selecting our Panther Award recipient based on statistical production. This year is no different. The 2025 Panther Award recipient for men's ice hockey is a young man whose PSU journey began as a transfer from UNE, sadly with only 2 years of eligibility remaining. A young man whose impact on and off the ice throughout his short 2-year journey here at PSU led to his nomination as captain for this past 2024-2025 season. A young man whose leadership skills and on-ice talent earned him the opportunity to play professional hockey at the conclusion of our season this past spring. Ultimately, this is a young man who, for the many reasons we are recognizing him tonight, has also gone on to sign a contract to play professional hockey again in 2025-2026. There is much we will miss about this young man, including but not limited to his infectious optimism, his tireless work ethic, his commitment to servant leadership, and even his incessant stick slapping on the ice. You'd have to be at the rink to understand that. That said, we're truly grateful to always consider Dante DePonio one of our own. Please join me in warmly recognizing Dipper as the 2025 Panther Award recipient for men's ice hockey.
Now let's head over to one of the teams still in the midst of their season, softball. The team already has its most wins since 2019 and has 4 big, important conference games with postseason positioning at stake this week. Kenzie Bissett was named to the National Player of the Year watch list. And she just recently set the program record for steals in a season. Jade Girton danced around the bases like a little leaguer after her first career home run. And Kate McGrath has the most wins for a Plymouth State pitcher since 2021. My favorite memory from the season was an easy pick, despite some funny moments. There was Coach Bernier nearly getting hit when a UMass Dartmouth parent threw the foul ball back onto the field. That was pretty comical. His reaction was great. But number one had to be Avery Couch's Babe Ruth moment. For those of you that weren't there, in between innings, Avery yelled up to the press box complaining about the volume of the music, which is pretty standard complaint from Plymouth State student athletes. I shouted back, "Hit one out, we'll turn it up." 2 pitches later, home run to deep left field. Here's hoping we can see that a couple more times this week, Avery. Let's ride that momentum into the LEC tournament next week. Coach Bernier and seniors, please come on up.
All right, so seniors, Jade Girton, Mia Lee, Carolyn Macri, Katie Monalago, Ashley Trogler, Kate McGrath. I also want to recognize a grad student who joined us this year for the first time, Emma Lord. So this year's been a great year so far. Part of building a winning team is a sustainable culture. This person who won the Panther Award this year was a transfer student in 3 years ago. She came to us hungry, ready to play, to do whatever it took to help the team on and off the field. She worked her way into a rotation last year behind the plate. One of the things that she did is she really just set the tone for the younger players, the walk-ons, the returning players, even though she was a transfer, and just help between the lines just to send the message of accountability, responsibility, time management, putting in all those intangibles to really work towards consistency. In addition to that, she's a 3-time academic All-American, which is a prestigious thing to do. You have to maintain a 3.5 in the beginning of the school year to the end. Without further ado, Caroline Macri.
Now we'll head over to the cross-country and track and field programs. The cross-country season seems like ages ago, but our runners had another strong year. Dylan Flewelling and Connor Wilcox ran career-best times to finish 2nd and 3rd at the LEC Championships, and the men's team took 2nd place overall. Luke Cloutier and Max Goodman were also all LEC honorees, and the guys followed with a 10th place finish at the regional championships, where Dylan was named All-Region. The women were led by Rose Caro, who became the first women's cross-country runner with back-to-back top 10 finishes at the championships after finishing fourth. Mia Sweeney and Molly Glue posted career best times to finish in the top 25, and 2 weeks later at regionals, it was Rose once again leading the charge. Her individual finish was the second best in the 12-year history of the program. Men's indoor track season saw 6 new program records, with Ty Shipman and Christian Oglesby setting marks in the 200 and 400. Ann Dillon, who was named Track Athlete of the Year and earned All-Region again, established a new benchmark in the 5K. All of those happened at New England Regionals. The squad also set new marks in the 4x2, 4x4, and SMR, and 8 men earned all-conference honors. Rose continued her attack on the record books with a new program best in the 800 meters in her final meet of the indoor season. She joined Paige Hurst, Montana Casa, and Cass Hansen to crush the 4x4 record by almost 9 seconds at LECs, and Annie Flynn won a conference title in the high jump with a record-breaking performance. Paige and Rose also won conference titles, and 6 members of the team took home LEC postseason honors. And now we turn to the page to the spring, where the men have already set 3 relay records, the 4x1, 4x4, and SMR. At LECs yesterday, Dillon captured the conference title in the 5K, and the team combined for 8 total medals to finish 6th. Outdoor season has been full of record-breaking performances for the women. Paige set a new mark in the 400, Rose in the 800 mile, and Libby McIntyre did the same in the hammer throw. PSU's SMR team obliterated the record by roughly 20 seconds in the season opening meet at Regis. Rose won a conference title in the 800 yesterday, and Annie did the same in the high jump with another program record mark. All told, the team won 5 medals on the day. We're going to combine them, so please welcome cross-country head coach Alice Field and track and field head coach Will Tift and your seniors to the stage.
Our seniors are Braden White, Montana Casa, Abby Snow, Nikki Minoxidus, Dylan Flewelling, Christian Oglesby, Eli Roth, Connor Wilcox, Nick I can never say your last name, I'm sorry, Logan Rhines, Joey Capoletti, Paige Hurst, Kylie Taylor, Libby McIntyre, as well as a shout out to Brandon Vachon, a grad student. Yay. I just want to thank the administration, Kim, OC, Lauren, Chris. You guys are awesome, and we couldn't do anything we do without you. So thank you so much, as well as Rachel Springman, who is our athletic trainer for cross country and track and field, as well as football. So she's amazing as well. So the men's cross country Panther Award winner is someone I have had the opportunity to coach for 4 years. This individual struggled, to say the least, in the beginning, but he has proven himself to be an incredible role model, leader, and dedicated member of the team. You will always see him out there working hard, cheering on his teammates, whether it is on the cross-country course or on the track. And I am very lucky that he is coming back next year. Our cross-country award winner is Eli Roth. Thank you. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. Our women's cross-country Panther Award winner is a 4-year member of our team as well and has worked extremely hard all 4 years to be successful. She is a true leader on our team. She's always there when you need her, someone to talk to, vent, or just go for a casual run. If you can't find her outside running, she's usually on the bike. She is very determined and a hard worker, and I'm very excited to see where she goes in her career as she continues her degree at Merrimack College. Our Panther Award winner this year for the women is Abby Snow.
So the track and field team for the last few years has typically run without any captains. We expect our leaders to step up when they want to. Both of these athletes have done that over the last 3 years and the last 4 years. Our women's award winner has typically been a short sprinter for us, but this year took the big leap and decided to start running the 400, one of the most difficult short sprints. She stepped up, has been a leader for us, warm-ups, cool-downs, all of it, and helped lead our 4x4 team to a third-place finish at conference yesterday, Cass Hansen. Our men's award winner came to us as a freshman, dragged to track by his cousin. He wasn't super sure about it, but again, took the leap, became one of our leaders, worked hard. Again, another 400-meter runner for us, set a personal best yesterday at our conference championship, and led the men's 4x4 team to both a school record and a second-place finish. Braden White.
Speaking of record-breaking performances, women's lacrosse just finished an unbeaten run through the Little East Conference over the weekend. Julia Donovan is 3 goals shy of becoming just the second player to reach 200 career goals, and with one more, she'll move into second place on the all-time list. Maddie Hunt recorded her 200th career point on Saturday and has more goals this season than the entire Rhode Island College team combined. Jenna Stoll was a preseason All-American and in just 3 years blew past the career record for draw controls. Morgan Cunningham set records for assists and points in a game twice. Margie Black is closing in on the career wins record. And Megan Gaspa, who just celebrated her 6th senior day, will finally, leave campus as one of the best all-around players to put on the uniform, finishing in the top 10 in career ground balls, draw controls, and caused turnovers. The ladies begin their title defense at home on Thursday, but first, let's welcome head coach Becky Dale and the seniors to the stage.
Sarah Jinowicz, Julia Donovan, Maddie Hunt, Margie Black, Elle Mosier, and Jenna Stoll. All right. I don't know if this is, okay. This year our Panther Award is presented not to just an outstanding athlete, but an incredible leader who embodies the spirit of our team. She sets the standard for excellence, leads by example, and demonstrates an unwavering work ethic, inspiring her teammates to always try their best. Whether it's through her relentless determination in games or the encouragement she offers in practice, over time, her stern and competitive attitude has become the voice of our team. What truly sets this player apart is her ability to foster an inclusive team culture. She understands that great teams are built on trust, respect, and camaraderie. With every high five, every word of encouragement, and every moment spent bringing the team together, she creates an environment where everyone is valued. Her leadership transcends her statistics. It's about her heart, dedication, and the impact she makes on those around her. Meg exemplifies what it means to be a Panther, not just through her skills on the field, but through her character and commitment to the team. This year's Panther Award goes to Captain, 5th-year grad student, Megan Gaspa.
See, Meg, you stick around long enough if they give everybody awards. You can't talk about the 2025 ski season without mentioning Max Hausman, who became just the 3rd men's skier to qualify for the NCAA championships 3 times. He finished 17th in the slalom, which is the 5th best performance at NCAA's in program history, and added a 22nd place in the GS. And while Max did lead the way with 3 top 10 finishes and a season best 5th place at the Bates Slalom, there were several other standout performances along the way. Vanessa Reese-Noss and Tindra Bergstrand made a habit of dynamic second runs to soar up the leaderboards. Tindra posted 5 top 15 showings, included 4 in her final 5 races. By quick count, there were more than a dozen races in which a Plymouth State skier outskied their bib number by more than 20 spots. Vincent Foster and Chauncey Morgan did it several times each. And then Vanessa posted a career best in the GS at the EISA Championships, finishing 8th to help the women to a season best 4th place finish, trailing only UVM, Dartmouth, and UNH. Coach Hamilton and the ski seniors, please head to the stage.
Starting on the far end, we have Julius the Fashionista, Monshine. I can't quite see who's next to you there. There's Vanessa and Leo Halligan, and Rania Dalin, Tindra Bergstrand, Anthony Hruskova, Reed Wilson, and the house, Max Hausman. Hold on, guys. Before you leave, I just wanted to recognize this year we actually had 2 grad students that came from other schools and skied with us for a year. I just wanted to recognize them because they're not technically graduating. They're not really seniors, but they had 1 year with the program, and I really wanted to recognize them. First one's Chauncey Morgan, who graduated actually from Colby and came with us this year and had a great year. Kept getting faster as the year went on, and he was kind of a real leader for the team from the inside out. And I'm not sure if he's ever going to be let back in Canada again, but I'll let him tell you that story. But he went up to Canada, won 4 races in a row in the springtime, and has become the King of Canada. So Chauncey. And then we have Sam Hayden over here, who graduated with an engineering degree and is now continuing his student career, getting an MBA here. He broke his neck in September, early September, late August. I got a phone call. Hey, Coach, I broke my neck. I said, okay. So we kind of wrote him off, and then in the last minute, I'll make a long story short, the kid did all the work. He came back. He raced a full season at carnivals. He made a lot of second runs. He's an incredible skier. He was also the guy at our fall camp who went out and bought 2 turkeys so the Europeans could have a real American Thanksgiving when we were out in Colorado, which was an awesome thing. Sam, great job. And then we were in Tremblant, Canada in the spring for a race, and I get a phone call after a race. It's from Sam. He says, I'm not sure I should drive home, Coach. I don't know where I parked my car, because he hit his head. Yeah, this is Sam. And then a couple of weeks later, in his last race of the season, he had a traumatic injury and blew his knees out. So Sam had a hell of a year, but he was there when it mattered most, and I just want to recognize both those guys as well. Definitely have to recognize all the athletic staff, everything that I do, which is usually away from here. We don't have a gymnasium or a home field. We train up at Mittersill, up in Canada, and we race all over New England and up in Canada. But I couldn't do anything without the people back here that really keep me afloat, and I just want to make sure I recognize them. I also want to recognize JT for all the incredible hard work that he does, for all of you guys, and for our team, including the sunrise workouts on Tuesdays this year that he came on and did with us, which was really, really super appreciated. My assistant coach, Jeff Harold, who can't be here tonight, and special appreciation to Pete Halligan, who stepped up and helped us with a lot of behind-the-scenes things and on the Hill. And is Connor Sweeney in the room? They call him intern. But Connor stepped up this year. He approached me in the fall and said, "Hey, listen, I'm on the lacrosse team. I really love skiing. I've done some coaching. I've done some racing. I really just want to help." And I really didn't know what to say other than, "We'll find a way." Connor came to a bunch of practices, but even more importantly than that, when it mattered the most to the athletes, he was at the start for our carnival races. Not always sleeping. But when you have to understand, when we go to these carnivals, it's outside, it's 10 below, and he was at the start for both the men and the women, and probably the only person who stayed outside as much as the coaches did was Connor, and we really want to just recognize you, Connor, and say thank you for stepping up and helping the team out so much. And then there's Sandy. So happy to see her recognized tonight, and I can't even begin to describe all the things she's done to help the athletes on our team. As you guys know, we're a relatively international squad. We have athletes from Sweden and Norway and Germany and Italy and Czech Republic and Canada and the United States of America. But suffice to say that none of them would probably be here without Sandy. She does an incredible job, and I just wanted to make sure I recognize you again for everything you've done to help. So thank you so much, Sandy. Okay, let's do some Panther Awards. We'll do ladies before gentlemen. The Women's Panther Award was a pretty easy decision for me to make this year. Based on the level of commitment this individual has put into this program in the 4 years that she's been here, the amount she's given to the team, including last year when we had races that were carnivals and we didn't have an assistant coach to be at the start. She came and worked the start for her team on her own, and never met someone who's as passionate about the sport of skiing as me, but she is. I could have a dedicated conversation with her about World Cup races from 10 years ago, and she knows all the names. She's going to be greatly missed. She's an incredibly hard worker, and she stepped up as a captain this year, Anthony Hruskova. So on the guys' side, another individual that not necessarily at the top of the radar. We play a really difficult sport. Most ski races have over 100 people on both sides in it, and only one person wins, and they only recognize the top three. So it's a tough game to play if you measure only by victories. There's a lot of other ways you can measure success, and that's something we focus on a lot. And an incredible amount of improvement in the couple of years that he's been here. Came with us with an injury, worked incredibly hard through that injury, had to start more towards the back of the pack because of the injury, kept trying hard, kept sticking it in there, and by the end of the season, it got himself to the point where he's going to be a contender in every carnival for us next year. He's also an incredible student. He's an advocate for the international students on campus, and just one hell of a fine young man. So I want to offer the Panther Award this year to Vincent Fosser. They didn't expect that one.
Baseball had a big sweep of WestCon here on Friday. On the mound, Alex Noel and Nick Wilson put together career best starts in the sweep of the Wolves, providing the team with some crucial deep starts to rest the bullpen for another league doubleheader that was just 2 days later. Jackson Curtis turned in several web gems during the game, including a jump throw in the hole that was reminiscent of Derek Jeter himself. Sam Algieri leads the team in batting average and slugging and had 6 hits and drove in 5 runs in the doubleheader alone. And back in March, Ray Campbell turned into prime Aaron Judge, smashing 4 home runs in a span of 7 at-bats. The guys were on the road today playing at Vermont State Linden, but pinch hitting for Coach McIntosh. Come on, guys, that was good. Get it? Pinch hitting, baseball? Come on. You guys suck. Pinch hitting for Coach McIntosh is Courtney Auclair, who will announce the team's Panther Award winner. I think you're down here.
All right, the Plymouth State baseball team presents a Panther Award winner to a member of the baseball team that embodies the 4 pillars of Plymouth State baseball, which are 1, academics, competing in the classroom, 2, off-the-field behavior and community involvement, 3, being a good teammate, holding not only themselves accountable, but their teammates as well, and 4, preparation, how they show up to practice and game. It's a hard hat mentality. This year's winners' priorities are aligned with being a model student athlete and shows up ready to work hard in the classroom, on the field, and in the weight room. A leader on and off the field, bound for immediate success in his future career. Congratulations to Nick Wilson.
The volleyball team had another banner season. The team went 25-4, most wins in the last 6 years, claimed the regular season title for the 4th time in the last 5 years, and made a program record 3rd straight appearance in the finals of the LEC tournament. Future Hall of Famer Nora Ryan became just the 2nd All-American in program history. She hit .367 on the year, surpassed the 1,000 career kill mark, ranks 2nd in career hitting percentage, and is one of just 4 players to top 1,000 career kills and 300 career blocks. Nora was voted Offensive Player of the Year for the 2nd straight season. Michaela Marucci averaged nearly 5 digs per set and ended her career with the 4th most digs in program history. Ainsley King and Emma Hampton joined Michaela and Nora with all conference honors. And Lily Stogner and Nora both end their careers as 2 of just 9 players to accumulate 1,000 career points. Head coach Joan Forge and her staff were deservedly voted the coaching staff of the year, so let's have that coaching staff and the seniors come on down.
Lindsay Sanderson, Riley McDonough, Lily Stogner, Morgan Drinkwater, Michaela Marucci, Emily Rodriguez Martinez, Abby Bassenwaith, and Ava Dewey Maslar. And while they're getting their photo taken, Coach Rob Wright, there's a correlation between height and success in the sport of volleyball, and we're proud of our height. Nice job, ladies. Every athlete here tonight has a unique story. A story about how you were recruited and how you came to choose PSU as your college home. The story of this year's Panther Award recipient for the volleyball team is one of those more unique experiences. In 2020, 5 years ago, COVID created havoc in education and athletics at both the high school and college level. And we all know the many negatives that came out of COVID. And honestly, even mentioning the word COVID still bothers me. But as I always tell my athletes, find the positive in every adverse situation. Well, during COVID, something positive did happen for the PSU volleyball program. When the state of Massachusetts decided to cancel all sporting events in the fall of 2020 and moved all classes online, the Live Free or Die state of New Hampshire made a different decision. Schools would remain open, classes would be in person, and the fall sports would be played. A family from Newton North High School in Massachusetts decided to relocate to their second home right here in the Plymouth School District so their kids could attend school in person and play sports. Newton North is known for its dominance in girls volleyball, winning multiple Division I state championships. It didn't take long for me to find out that the libero from Newton North was now playing her senior year at Plymouth Regional High School. So I made that long recruiting trip about 1 mile up the hill. When I watched the match start, it took me all of about 30 seconds to say, I want that player. Well, I went to a Plymouth parent, and I said, do you know where number one's parents are? Oh, yeah, they're right there in the first bleacher. So down I go to the first bleacher, and I introduce myself. Hi, I'm Coach Joan Forge, Plymouth State University. I'm really interested in your daughter. And they both looked at me, and they said, we went to Plymouth State. That's where we met, and we got married. And I was like, cha-ching, high probability of getting this player. She did commit to Plymouth and went on to start all 4 years. Her career record was 92 wins and 19 losses. She recorded only 2 losses in the Little East Conference over her 4-year career and led us to 3 regular season titles and 3 LEC championship appearances. She served as one of our captains, leading from the defensive libero position. Her volleyball IQ and leadership skills made it feel like we had a coach on the court at all times. She would switch the defense, adjust our serve receive, and direct our offense to attack the opponent's weak spots. She was fiercely competitive, intense, driven, and passionate about the sport of volleyball. She was a major factor in our success over the 4 years, and I will miss her tremendously. I also want to congratulate her on receiving the Plymouth State Top 20 Senior Award at the ceremony that took place on campus just before this event. Voted on by her teammates, the PSU Volleyball Panther Award goes to future English teacher, Michaela Marucci.
The men's basketball team had its best start to a season since 2015-16 year, opening with 5 straight wins and then topping UMass Dartmouth in the conference opener. The team got contributions from up and down the lineup. Eli Swanson, Ivan Yen, and Torrin Bosworth all took turns leading the offense. And while he had a couple of big scoring games early, Kevin Henry really took over when the calendar flipped to January. Kevin poured in a career-high 34 points in a big win over Worcester State, and then averaged 24 points a game over his final 15 contests. He became the 36th player to reach the 1,000 career point threshold, dropping 27 on senior day as the team denied Eastern Connecticut a spot in the LEC tournament. Kevin finished 4th in the league in points to secure an all-conference nod, and the team had 3 players in the top 10 in the league in steals: Kevin, Ivan, and Jaden Montgomery. Please welcome head coach Andrew Novick and the men's basketball seniors to the stage.
Our 4 seniors this year was Eli Swanson, Kevin Newton Delgado, Kevin Henry, and Mason Jenkins. Our Panther Award winner is Kevin Henry. Kevin Henry was a 4-year player for us. I'm going to keep it under 90 seconds, I promise. He was a 4-year player for us. At the start of the season, he scored 25 points in 28 minutes, and we didn't run a single set for him. Not only did he score the basketball for us, and he was probably one of the most efficient scorers ever to put a Panther uniform on, but he did it at both ends, leading our team in charges and always diving over the scorer's table to get the loose ball. But what makes this moment so special for Kevin and his family is that he wasn't playing last year. He was working a job in the local community, deciding if he wanted to finish school. And he had to find the resiliency in his heart in order to come back to finish his career and score 493 points his senior year, which is quite an accomplishment. But what makes it even more special is that when he comes up here, he's going to come up with his father, Kevin Henry Sr., who was also a basketball player, who was also a 1,000-point scorer, and who came out of retirement tired of playing golf and building puzzles so that he could help our team and help Kevin reach his goals not only as a basketball player, but as a graduate. I'd like to call forward Kevin Henry Sr. and Kevin Henry to honor him for the Panther Award.
Pretty cool to have your dad as your first coach and your last coach. Crosby Fay has climbed up the career scoring list. He enters tomorrow's playoff game 1 goal shy of 200 for his career. That's a number that's only been reached once before in men's lacrosse history. He's already 4th in career points. Ethan Shenna has been a beast in the goal. He's had 8 games of double-digit saves, leads the conference in goals against and save percentage, and has the 3rd most saves per game. And Joey Lober has anchored the defense with a top 10 mark and caused turnovers this season. Now, the schedule makers weren't super kind to us. We opened the season with the 2 toughest league opponents. Since then, we haven't lost. Winning 6 straight games, locked down the number 3 seed for the tournament on Friday, and the title defense begins tomorrow when the guys host Eastern Connecticut in a first-round game. Now, I don't have a great memory, but I'm pretty sure last year's championship run started with us as a 3rd seed and ended up with 2 road upsets to follow. That was pretty fun. I think we should do it again. Coach Willis and the seniors, please come up to the stage.
All right, our seniors here, Crosby Fay, Jake Lusardo, Garrett Maznicki, Zach Gilvar, Leaf Charbonneau, Shay Clark, Ethan Shenna, Ryan Collins, Joey Lober, and Ryan Jones, and Matt Miner. Oh, Ado's back there. Aiden O'Loughlin. So I was doing some math earlier, and I think there was one statistic that Chris left off. And just a quick round of applause. This senior class is going to leave Plymouth State as the winningest senior class in Plymouth State lacrosse history. And that's a testament to what this group has put in the weight room, in the classroom, have just been really good stewards on campus. And I think that leads to success on the field. So just really proud of you guys. So our Panther Award winner, I like to use this award to kind of congratulate and recognize a student athlete that doesn't always get the recognition on the field or as a captain, in the stat sheet, but someone that without this person, it'd be a totally different team. There's no one word to describe this individual. He's incredibly unique in his own way. He finds the positive in every situation. It was snowing like crazy on senior day. Everyone's like, we're freezing. What's going on here? It's April. Why do we have 2 inches of snow on our field? And this guy looks at me and says, I'll never forget it. Battles on the field, great in the classroom. This year's Panther Award winner, Leif Charbonneau.
Last but certainly not least, we come to women's soccer. Mid-season coaching changes can be difficult to navigate, but this team responded in a pretty big way. After opening 0-3 in conference play, Nevaeh Petruzzi and Ella Frazier scored first-half goals, and the defense made it stand as the team topped WestCon 2-1 in front of a Hall of Fame coach on homecoming weekend. It was the team's first win over WestCon in more than 20 years and sparked a strong second half to the season. Ella and Emily Wilson each scored in a 2-1 win at Keene, and the team's playoff chances came down to the regular season finale at UMass Dartmouth. As both teams knew, the winner of that game would secure the final playoff spot. And such, the match was a pretty intense battle. UMass Dartmouth took the lead in the first half, and it looked like they were actually going to hold on and win, but Ella scored with just over 7 minutes left to secure a tie. And the team would still make the playoffs for the first time since 2019 after earning the 6th seed. Ella finished the year with 12 goals, the most in a season since 2017, and the third most in the conference. Ella, Nevaeh, and Aaron Camerata were all conference honorees. Head coach Sammy Blizzard Bogardus, your first time up on the stage, bring your seniors with you.
Okay, my seniors, Leah Mayhew, Abby Johnson, Tinger Bergstrand, Erin Camerata, and Lauren Menard. I am excited to be presenting my first Panther Award, an award that represents the very best of who we are as a program. For women's soccer, the Panther Award is awarded to the individual who fully embodies the values and spirit of PSU women's soccer, on the field, in the classroom, and in our community. Someone who undoubtedly contributes positively to a team's culture, who leads by example, and who works hard every day to make herself and others around her better. This individual holds herself to the highest standard in all areas, and in doing so, she sets the standard for everyone else. She is a stand-up athlete, student, and human. On the field, she is an extraordinary teammate, kind, encouraging, and genuinely supportive of everyone around her. Her positivity, friendliness, and respect for her teammates and coaches have helped shape the culture of our team in the best way possible. She has also been a quiet but powerful leader, not through loud words, but through consistent action and heart. She's also the first to lend a hand, never waiting to be asked, whether it's setting up equipment, picking up after practice, or after a long away trip. She's someone you could always count on. She's worked relentlessly to be the best version of herself. She is tough, but most importantly, she is selfless. The past few years, this athlete has played a very demanding position on the field that required a lot of effort and energy. I always ask each player to give it 100% when they're on the field and to work as hard as they can for as long as they can. That can be challenging, and in my experience, most everyone tries to preserve their energy on the field so they can stay in. However, this athlete absolutely understood the importance of that. She was the ultimate workhorse on the field. She gave nothing less than 110% every time she competed. Her relentless hustle, grit, and determination made her a force to be reckoned with, and she was willing to do whatever it took to help the team succeed, even if that meant having to come off the field when she couldn't give it her all anymore. And through it all, she had unwavering belief in me, in our staff, and in our team. That kind of loyalty and trust, especially during times of transition, which we have experienced a lot lately as a team, is something every coach hopes for. Her impact has gone far beyond what we see in games or stats. She has helped shape the culture of this program through her actions, her words, and her presence. I've really enjoyed getting to know this athlete over the years. I will truly miss our late night bus chats. It's my privilege to present the Panther Award for Women's Soccer to Tindra Bergstrand.
All right, before I let you leave, a few announcements and some advice. First, would all the Panther Award winners please head to the stage when we're done for a group photo? Second, the men's and women's lacrosse teams begin their title defenses at home this week. Baseball and softball have crucial conference games and senior day celebrations. There are a lot of Panther fans here. I expect to see you all at those games. Third, congratulations, seniors, and best of luck on your exams to all of you. Finally, a couple of pieces of advice for you to consider before you leave. For the science majors in the room, never trust atoms. They make up everything. For everyone else, if you're ever cold, just go stand in the corner. It's usually 90 degrees. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Congratulations.